released more of the Kaepernick jersey today.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, man, all right. This jersey is nice. It's just simple and clean.
Yep.
I also want to support my man Cap.
Right.
So I was like, let me look at the price real quick. Them junks is $150.
Mm-hmm. That's a game jersey.
That's a game jersey.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I think the game jersey is only like $120.
And like, man, I had this dilemma last week where it was they released these Kobe basketball shoes. Now, I've never been a sneakerhead. I've never, like, as far as the Nike, the Jordans and stuff. I grew up in California, and at least, like, even then, I mean, there were people around me that were sneakerheads and stuff, but especially growing up in California,
yeah,
it's not sneakerheads like it is on East Coast. And over there, it's more of just, like, we cared about Vans and Converse. That's all we rock. So that's, like, without, and, like, Vans and Converse always going to be somewhat, like, you're not going to be breaking over, if you spending over 50, like, well, I mean, okay, but
yeah,
like if you spend
the new stuff,
yeah, new stuff like it ranges and stuff,
like
but
Authentics,
yeah, like
$45,
yeah, Converse run you 40, 50, Vans run you 40, 50.
Yeah,
shoot, if you know the right places, you get them for 30.
Mm-hmm.
I buy Vans all the time, but that's just because I get them for like $30 or whatever.
Oh yeah,
I almost bought some today. I was sitting at work, they were 30, and I thought about it too long. I got to work, pulled it back up. It was gone. They didn't have my size. So I was like, dang.
Now, I feel like West Coast has always been a little bit teetered more towards apparel, whereas the East Coast has been teetered a little bit more towards shoes.
Sneakerhead, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so but they released these, and it was for the All-Star. Because it was they call it a Pro-Tro, so it's a Pro Retro. So basically, they took a retro style and kind of advanced it with the pro style of like the new technology and everything, hence Pro-Tro. But it was basically the NBA Draft Edition 96 because Hornets, for people that don't know, Hornets originally drafted Kobe Bryant but immediately traded him to the Lakers.
Yes.
In one of the greatest deals in history. I think they traded Kobe for Vladdy Divac. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will forever be grateful to the Hornets. Speaking of Hornets, we about to be in Charlotte next Monday for a game. I'm kind of hyped.
Oh, boy.
Kind of hyped. I was, man, after watching the All-Star games and stuff, I
wanted to be in the city bad.
I know. And
I wanted to be in the city bad, seriously.
The one thing that made me feel better about not going was just the thing that confirmed for me not going actually was just the rain and the weather. And I knew it was going to be gross and stuff. But, and especially after doing Atlanta and then West Virginia took a toll on me. West Virginia, oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't think I talked about that snowboarding trip.
No.
But
no, we did not hear about that
so this is basically, I went let's see. I went to Virginia first, and then I'll start last Friday night. After I got off work, I drove to Virginia. I had a friend that lives in Virginia, so the plan was I was gonna go there. I was gonna stay the night there, and then from there, we were gonna drive to West Virginia, this place called Snowshoe, and that's where we were gonna snowboard.
I know it.
Yep. So it was 3 hours to Virginia, where he was at, Roanoke, and then from there, it was another 3 hours to Snowshoe. So leave work, drive there, and, bro, the drive to Virginia is horrible at night.
Yes.
And I did not realize
there are stretches with no lights.
No lights, bro. And I was over here, because I left.
Long stretches.
I left, I think, at like 4:30, and once it hit, because we're at the point where it gets dark early right now. I think I hit like 6, and it just got dark, and this was the last like hour and a half stretch where it's just back roads and stuff, and it's pitch black, and they got no street lights, nothing out there. All the house lights are off.
It don't matter where you're trying to go. Blacksburg, Lynchburg, wherever you're gonna do back roads, and there's no lights out there.
That was my first time experiencing that. It was horrifying.
You're right. Because you're like, yo, what if the car breaks down?
I was playing every scenario. I was like, I'm dead.
That's it.
Like, And my car, like, I haven't had issues with it or whatever. When I first got it, I had a bunch of issues like that. I should have, like, kept a look at it. It was just, I had a lot of issues with it early on and stuff. But, yeah, that whole ride, I was like, this would be the time right now. Like, I could easily, something happen, get a flat tire or whatever. I'm screwed. Bro. And that's the other thing where it's like, I get a flat tire or whatever. There's not really a spot I could just pull over. It's one-way roads.
Yes.
And, like,
oh, my God.
A lot of, like, sharp turns and stuff. So if somebody could be booking it, turn around the corner, hit you, you gone. Like, it's a wrap.
So
it's over.
I told... Last time we were going up to the mountains, I told Kara, she asked, she was like, what if we had to, like, stop? And I literally told her, I said,
don't stop.
I literally told her, I said, look, I'm just black enough. We're going to keep on rolling.
Yep.
Nope. That's
not here. Not here.
No, bro.
And that's,
oh, man.
And that's, I had the same fear, man. I was like, look, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what's out here and stuff. I just know what my skin color is. And that enough for me is to know, like, we gonna need to keep things moving. All right, car.
And I'm not saying every backwoods person is racist, but I'm not trying to take my chances.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's same here. I'm sure there's some great people out there and stuff.
Plenty.
But I ain't trying to risk my chance. I ain't trying to risk it. So,
oh man,
3 hour like. That last hour, my hand were both on the wheels, and I was just eyes glued on the road. Like, and usually I have there was a point I was starting to get a little tired and stuff, but I was too terrified where I was like, there ain't no way I'm about to, like,
you gonna pull over and fall asleep?
Yeah, nope. I'm focused. And in the, like, last 30 minutes of the ride, I'm doing great. Almost made through, like, the back road part to get into Roanoke, where it's not as sketchy. And I'm turning around, and I just see this thing come at my car sideways. Doop, hit, keep going. A bird done flew into my car because I was the only light. I was the only light for miles.
I was going to ask, I was like, it's probably a bat.
Yeah, no, it was a bird. Straight smacked my car. Kept moving, and I was just booking it, and I was like, I ain't gonna stop to find out if there's any damage or anything. I'm gonna just, once we get there, we gonna see.
We're just gonna keep on rolling.
Luckily, nothing, like, at least nothing I noticed happened or whatever, but I was just like,
gosh.
Like, the way I heard it, I was like, oh, like, that was only a bird, but you just dented something, I feel like. So, that sucked. Never doing that again, especially at night, but... So get there. They had dinner. I ate, fall asleep, whatever, and then we woke up early at like 5:30.
Okay.
5 and left at 5:30 to drive to Snowshoe, which I said is 3 hours. That drive's the same, where it's just all back roads and stuff. But nice thing is we're doing that during the day and stuff.
Right.
And so, funny part. So. As we're driving, like, I realized I forget my chapstick, and if you ever been snowboarding or skiing or anything,
anywhere near the cold,
bro, it's a must.
Yes.
Like, that's like just one thing you can't go without, because your lips gonna be crying.
Boy, I used to put chapstick in the space in between my index finger and my thumb. That's how how crazy it was.
Yeah. So I was like, crap. I was like, all right. The guy I was with was a mile, so I was like, look, all right, if we once we get closer, find a gas station or something, I'm gonna run in there, find some chopsticks, buy something. He's like, all right, cool. So we get to the place, like the area, we're like 10 minutes out, and we see this. It's one of those, like, your typical West Virginia, just kind of small little shop that's also like a restaurant that also is, it's like one of those multi-purpose whatever thing. All it was missing was it being a gas station. So we get in, walk in, and there's four older white folks sitting there. And it was just one of those, we walk in, it was like, hey, they just give us a look, and I was like, all right, I'm going to just keep it moving. I'm going to use this restroom real quick. Lord, look, I ain't saying everyone is racist in West Virginia. Same time again, don't want to take my chances, so I'm just trying to make this a quick trip, in and out. So, use the restroom, and then I go to the counter, and I see she has some chapstick, and this was the part. I was like, so how much for the chapsticks? And the lady behind the counter goes, how does 119 sound? I was like, the hell? How does 119 sound? Are we making up prices on the spot?
I literally, without skipping a beat, if she'd have said that, I'd immediately went like 75 cents.
I know. I was just like,
bro, you gave me an option. We're going.
I know.
75 cents.
I would have, but I was low key looking at the price of everything. I was expecting it to be like she was gonna charge me $5 or something, and so I was like, look, $1.19, great. Give me 2 of those. Let me get on out of here. And so I got back in the car and I told Miles about it, and we were just cracking it. It was like, the hell, like
what?
Yeah,
How
and
does 119 sound?
And yeah, and it made sense. It's because like there was only one thing on the shelf I was looking at that had the chapstick also that had like a price tag, and it was literally written on a sticky note with a pen kind of taped on there. So that's why I was just like, look, I ain't the Better Business Bureau or anything like that, but this just seems sketchy to me. But hey, I'm not going to be the one to call you out on it because, again, I'm a black man in West Virginia.
We're going to make this as frictionless as possible.
Yep. I'm not here to judge you. You do your business the way you do it. I'm going to keep it moving. But so we snowboarded from like 8:30 a.m. all the way to 8:30 p.m. I was exhausted. And so typically when I go snowboarding, I just like pack like a sandwich, snacks and stuff to eat, because I got a backpack with me, eat like during the day and then kind of get something to eat afterwards. God, what I forgot to account for is there is nothing in West Virginia, no restaurant or nothing for like just ever. So legit, we left at 8:30 p.m. and I was starving at this point and whatever. And so I was just like, hey, if we see a restaurant or something along the way, let's stop at it. He's like, look, we ain't gonna be finding anything at this point. And it's not even like a fast food or restaurant or anything, or like even if that we wanted to go to that sketchy convenience store or whatever it was, it's like places like that, everything closes at like 7 or 8. Like they gone, like they gone back to their family. So you driving back, and it was basically just pitch black,
darkness and foodless,
darkness, windy roads, and just my stomach growling the whole time, bro. So you gotta sit there.
Was the snowboard trip at least good? Because this sounds miserable. The slopes?
The slopes was good and everything, but even then, it was so crowded at point. Bro, I had one point, I was snowboarding. This lady was skiing.
bro.
She goes sideways, just continues to go sideways, and just straight runs into me. I wipe out. I run into like her dad or somebody that's standing there. Oh my god! And bro gives me the dirty look like it's my fault. I'm like, she's going sideways. Sideways. Like, yeah. What do you mean? But, yeah, so, no, it was a cool spot. And it was one of those, it was like, I'm not a pro or anything. And so I'm, like, just trying to get better at it. And that's, it's a great spot if it wasn't so crowded and stuff. And so that was part of the challenge where it was packed. Because I'd never been before on a week, and there were so many people there. So that was part of, like, you're just, at one point, it looked like a battlefield. There was just bodies everywhere, and you're just trying to maneuver through it and all. But yeah, so no, the snowboarding part was good. But yeah, driving back, starving, hungry, sitting there. So the last like 30 minutes, we're finally back in the Roanoke or whatever. So he stops at a gas station. He's like, hey, you want to get something? I was like, I need to use the bathroom. And so I used the bathroom, and I was just like, let me pick up a Pop-Tart. This will hold me off until we get back into Roanoke, and I could get something else to eat. So we do that, get back into Roanoke, and then we get back to the house. And because they had food for us the night before, but I didn't see anything that night. And I felt weird asking or anything. So I was just kind of like, hey, look, I'm still hungry, so I'm going to just swing by McDonald's real quick. I saw one on the way here, get something to eat. So went to McDonald's, got food, and I ate the fries on the way, like back, got to the house. I had ordered 2 McChickens and a McDouble. Tell me what? both the McChickens, dusty, crusty ass. Oh my god, bro! I opened both patties, which is brown, dry as hell, cold.
Gosh.
I looked at it, took one bite, threw it in the bag. Opened up the next burger, looked at it, took one bite, threw it in the bag.
No.
The McDouble, looked at it, didn't even take a bite, threw it in the bag. I was so pissed.
No.
At this point, it was 1 a.m. I was like, I'm taking my ass to sleep. And that's it.
You know when you gotta sleep?
Yeah. And that was the thing where I was just like, I'm so tired right now where, like, I ain't even got time to deal with this. So, like, just, you know what? Forget it. Like,
Right.
I'm going to just go to sleep. Not, like, I'm going to eat something tomorrow.
That's, you know what's bad? When you gotta sleep through the hunger.
Yep. The hunger put me to sleep because I was so upset.
Right.
I was so upset. And it was one of those, like, man, I was just like, I ain't even going to bother going back to that McDonald's because, like, it ain't even justified.
They gave me
just
3 items,
like,
all trash.
Yep. It's just like, just take your L and keep it moving. You live and you learn. So now I know never to go to West Virginia again. Well, unless I'm going to go there snowboarding again, but good God.
We might have to just take a helicopter or something.
I'm going to pack Lunchables, everything.
You pack your ration, separate bag for food.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be way prepared this time. But that was the long 15-minute review of my snowboarding trip, which I don't even know how I got. What was I originally talking about?
I don't even know. We were talking about
All-Star Weekend.
Yeah, we were talking about Charlotte.
Oh yeah, I was talking about
Charlotte.
how I was so exhausted. Yeah, that's why. That's why. That was the main reason why I was just like, I can't do Charlotte after last week. Like, that took so much out of me between snowboarding, all the time I spent in the car, hunger. Bro, I'm still hungry from it now, just thinking about what happened. But nah, I wish I could have been there for All-Star Weekend. It looked dope. Looked like they had a bunch of different stuff going on. How much of it I could have actually got into? Probably not a lot, but still, it would have been fun to be there just for the scenery and all. But I am excited for this Warriors game. And that's kind of why after that I was like, well, let me look at the Charlotte Hornets schedule. And I knew they weren't playing the Lakers anymore because they had already played them in December. And I wanted to go to that game.
Same.
But it was like I came back from the cruise that, like, basically Friday at, like, 1 a.m.
And
then the game was Saturday. And I was ready to, like, spend that. But the game was Saturday. But I just gotten back from the cruise and I was still exhausted. I was like, ain't no way. But what made me mad was that was a game where Lonzo had a triple-double and, like, LeBron went off and stuff. I was just like, should have sucked it up. Nope. Should have just gone. So
he would have been looking at you like, bro, how you come to a pro basketball game looking tired?
Yeah. Exhausted.
Most people, it's like an event. It's like an all-day thing
for everyone. I'm over here I'm
just here chilling, bro. I'm
over
here
here
taking a nap at halftime.
Ooh, get them buckets. Nah.
Sleeping.
So this will be the second time seeing the Warriors play.
Yeah,
which,
I like going to
Charlotte. The first time we saw them play was still one of the coolest when Iggy hit that buzzer beater in Atlanta.
The first time.
Oh, my God.
Literally, what's funny is the first time I had seen them, and I don't even know if Atlanta, if Georgia counts as the East Coast, but the first time I had even seen them on the East Coast was that trip. That's what's so crazy because I had not, prior to that, gone to Charlotte for a Warriors game. So Atlanta was actually the first time I had seen him since moving to this side of the country. So yeah, like to see that, the comeback and I think it's like 15-point comeback and the buzzer beater. Yeah. And we've been to Charlotte a couple times to see. That's right. We went to go see Kobe's last game in Charlotte, which side note, I'm going to say this. I'm going to keep going with my thought. Charlotte has a long and rich history of passing up Hall of Famers. Like they've got,
or just passing up on good players for, like, I was talking with a friend on Twitter, and because they were it was like something about whether they either traded Frank Kaminsky, or they were trying to, or they were trying to move him or something.
Bro, didn't they pick him top 10?
Not top 10. I think they had. He dropped. No, I think they had like 12 or 13 because I remember that draft. That was where I was hoping they would get what's my guy name? Justice Winslow.
Right.
Like, Winslow dropped out of the top 10.
Man.
And so it was just basically like whoever got him was going to get him for a steal. And so it was Hornets were choosing, and they took Frank Kaminsky. And then the next pick, I think, was not the Dolphins, the Heat. And the Heat took Justice Winslow.
They picked him 9th.
Ninth?
Yeah, they picked Frank 9th. Oh, no.
Yeah, I thought it was 12 or 13. That's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. Yeah, that's when, everyone was hyped about Kaminsky and Sam Decker, and I was just like, bro, they ain't going to do nothing. Like, Sam Decker had showed more potential than Kaminsky, but Kaminsky was your typical, like, Wisconsin player who was, like, just... He the goofy, tall, white boy that could, like, shoot and, like, do stuff and all, but it was just, like, you weren't never going to do anything in the league. All
Midwest dudes, bro.
Yeah, he was your
the
typical.
Zellers.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I forgot about this. Kaminsky went 9. Justice went 10.
Yep.
Oh, my God. And it's not even like Justice is a Hall of Famer. It's just.
Justice is a way better player.
Yeah, you pick
and he would have fit
10
in there way better. Yeah.
Keep him in Carolina. The whole
you would have gotten
yards.
fans. Fans were excited for that. Like, no, they messed that up on so many. And that's one of those, even like, because you pick like 9, 10, him going, like, you compare them side by side. You're like, bro, we go with Winslow. He went to Duke.
They were talking about Winslow being in the top 5 for a short period of time. Through the draft. So the fact that he dropped that far, I was like, I don't know, man.
No, it's. Yeah, Hornets.
Charlotte be cracking me up, and Steph too. So like Steph's on that list now. And
Giannis,
the thing with Steph made, Giannis.
they
Everybody
took Zeller.
Giannis.
That's when they took Zeller, Cody Zeller over Giannis.
Yep.
Which that's one of those that's like not a lot of people knew about Giannis and stuff. But even then, the Bucks knew something.
Well, even then, and this is what's crazy. And this is what I think I love about just the NBA is just when you think something's happening as far as like trend, like right now the 3-point shot is the thing. We need people who can shoot and defend. Basically, that's who we're looking for. So for a guy like Giannis to come into a league who has at the time no jump shot whatsoever, to become the player that he has thus far, and he's like 24, which is stupid. It's kind of crazy, but like Charlotte has a long. And New York's that other team too. The Knicks are the other team where they have a long and rich history of allowing Hall of Famers
just to go
to pass them by. The only other team in the single year that I thought was worse was Minnesota picking Rubio and Johnny Flynn over Steph Curry that year. That was the one.
But Rubio had so much hype coming out of
Europe. He really did.
Rubio was the next Nash and everything.
Yeah,
that one was like he was gassed up in such a way where it was like, bro, how you not gonna take him? And they felt it was one of those. It's like, I think it's compared to this next upcoming draft where like it's set in stone. Zion's gonna go first.
There's no way he doesn't go first.
And that's one of those where I think I think he deserves to go first because like you could say people like criticize, he doesn't really shoot and stuff like that and all, but it's just like
'cause he doesn't have to. But
you see
seen him? He's shooting threes.
And exactly, and like the example I look at is like, Giannis doesn't shoot at all. Giannis is dominating the league right now.
Yes,
dominating, and like, dude comes into the league and he's the second biggest dude in the league, and I don't care, 19, 20-year-old, he ain't getting punked around.
No, he's not.
Like people are gonna try to punk him around.
He's big. He's strong. Coach K lets him bring up the ball.
Yeah.
And if you have not been watching, he can't. If you give him room on the 3-point line, he will shoot it.
And he can hit.
That's the thing too. Is everybody was talking about, man, like wait till he gets the jump shot, or man, let's see if he can play defense. First of all, my man got the straps. When Coach K's like, hey Zion, I'm gonna need you to put the handcuffs on dude, he will put the handcuffs on all 5 positions.
Yep.
The thing to me, that didn't surprise me because he's just an athlete, bro. Like, athletes can play defense. It's all about your mind.
Mm-hmm.
the question was, if you need him to, like, you look at Draymond. Team's best strategy for the Warriors right now is let Draymond shoot.
Yeah.
The crazy thing about Zion, Zion is just like
you can't. Yeah, you can't.
He's gonna hit that. Even if he's in like the mid 30s, like if he's a 35% 3-point shooter, you're screwed. So I said this last week. He is the only prospect where I was like, yo, if the GM that does not pick him first ought to get fired on the spot. No matter what, no matter how it pans out.
Even even if he doesn't pan out to what it'd be, you're getting
Fired.
ticket sales. The ticket sales. Like,
have you seen the tickets for tonight?
Oh yeah.
They're Super Bowl tickets.
And okay, UNC fans, like, y'all are ridiculous. I saw, like, this is the thing where I don't get too involved with this rivalry, and I honestly hate watching these games, and not even hate watching these games. I hate being on social media for these games.
Facts, yes.
Because, like, North Carolina in general, between UNC, Duke, and State, just has an issue where, like, bro, y'all have the same argument over the same crap every year. It's just recycled.
People around here, identities are in there. And now this is coming from, because you're a Duke guy. That's what people listening know. You're a Duke guy. I'm a UNC guy. Yeah. I love UNC. I root for UNC the whole nine. But I am in 100% agreement with you. People carry their like identities with these games.
Yeah, it's
most of which didn't even go to the schools.
No, and that's the thing where it's like you didn't go to school, and then also at the end of the day, my thing with this rivalry, it's like people consider it one of the greatest and stuff like that, and I'm just like, yo, this has never happened in a championship game. This is all regular season stuff. Like, y'all get gassed up about, and which I understand the significance of it and stuff. It is
right
a rivalry.
They're right down the road and the whole thing.
Yeah, like, I get all that and stuff, but it's just like, bro, all right, it's the same thing like, ESPN tweeted out something where it's like, UNC's won 52 games, Duke's won 51, and there's like a 3-point difference between the rivalry. And I was like, ESPN, bro, you tweet that out every year the past 10 years. Like, we get the point. I get it. It's easy to recycle that, but you make it sound like it's something surprising, where it's like, no, we know all these games end within 1 to 3 points. We know it's a close game because it's a rivalry. Yes. No matter how good one team is or the other.
Look. It's going to be a split.
Yeah.
People have been asking me since the start of the season, they're like, oh, man, I'm not sure if UNC is going to win a game. And I'm like, this is not UNC fan talking. This is just somebody who watches them play every year. I don't care how much freshman talent Duke brings in. I don't care how much veteran talent UNC has. They're going to split.
Yeah. Like,
they're going to split.
90% of the time they're going to split. There was, like, a couple of years ago where Duke took a few games, but that was just, like, when UNC was basically in rebuilding mode before the championship or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just hate it on social media because it's just like back and forth jab and stuff, and it was just like, y'all ain't having any new arguments and stuff.
Right. And again,
like,
my thing is,
Duke fans come in at UNC fans with the school allegations and all that dumb stuff. And then UNC fans are coming with Duke fans with just, I mean, whatever the hell they like. It was just like little petty stuff. I don't even. But it's just like, at least give me a new argument. Or say somebody mama ugly. I don't know. Just something new. Like, it's the same. Yeah. And then the same with like the UNC and the State stuff. Oh, they're not our rival. Like when UNC wins, they're not our rival and stuff like that. And it's just like, bro, y'all pay this much attention to it. It's kind of a rivalry. And so, like, just looking on the inside outside, like, if you're going this way out of your way, like going this out of, even if like you've been smacking a team for 10 years straight, y'all still gas up over this game. Like, it's not a like now, y'all don't like each other.
Well, here's
that's a rivalry.
Yeah. That's a thing that UNC fans have to admit. It is a rivalry now.
Yeah,
I understand the "not our rival" chant.
Yeah, Duke's your rival, but it is a rivalry.
Whether you like it or not, NC State has been talking. Which, by the way, NC State fans, y'all need to delete Twitter when these games come around. With that being said, the reason why this is a rivalry. Yeah,
that's the other. No, pause. NC State fans just don't watch this game because y'all the ones where ones where it's like mom and dad are having an argument, and then it's just the little kid trying to butt in, and like, bro, mama and daddy talking right now. Go sit in the corner. When it's time, we'll get to you. Like, it's it's one of those, you just want attention so bad.
So this is my favorite part of the Duke UNC rivalry. My favorite part, because the best part of a rivalry is mutual respect.
Yeah.
And an understanding that the person sitting across the table from you belongs in the conversation. My favorite part about the Duke UNC rivalry, and look, I've seen some crazy games since I've been alive. We know some crazy fans, right?
Yeah.
We know somebody who graduated from UNC who is as much of a UNC fan as you can possibly get, right? My favorite part of the UNC Duke Blue Devil rivalry is by far their mutual dismissal. When they're playing,
State don't matter at all.
shut up. The adults are talking. Like
Yes.
that. Like,
Yes.
that is
And that's
easily my favorite part.
And that's one of those things where it's like, State, like, the audacity to think you got a damn reason to chime in.
You're like, who'd you play
about
tonight?
Anything.
Who'd you play tonight? UNC Greensboro?
You have no reason to
No,
chime in.
hey, I got friends that
And
go
then-
to
no,
Greensboro,
the
bro.
other
No
Hold on.
disrespect to UNC.
No. The other thing I hate is, like, you get those couple seasons, you get those, like, once in a while where, like last year where State beat Duke.
Game.
No, where State beat Duke
Right.
at Cameron.
Yes.
And, like, it's one of those.
Was it
yo,
last season or the season before?
Yeah, where you
Oh
get one
my
of those,
God.
and then, like, Duke beats UNC, and so you get the fans, well, you know, State beat Duke, and Duke beat Carolina, so State's
the
State's
transitive
overall.
property of
Yeah. And I know y'all are joking and stuff, but State fans, y'all are so crazy. I know you believe that crap.
No.
Like,
This
I
ain't
know
boxing.
not all of you. Yeah,
This ain't
I know-
boxing, bro.
I know not all of you believe it, but I know a good amount of you believe it because you guys are that crazy. You guys will talk yourself into that drug that is NC State athletics, and you'll gas yourself up about something. Y'all came into this year thinking y'all were gonna run away with the NCAA championship. Keats is a winner, and then what? Like, y'all scored 24 points in one game, like the whole game. State.
Here's
Sit down.
my message to NC State fans, specifically the ones that really are only invested as like a third party. Like, if you don't have a family member that went there, if you didn't go there yourself. Again, this is coming from a UNC fan who has watched and enjoyed UNC even before I moved to North Carolina. Think about that. I've been rooting for UNC well before I moved here. This is my message to NC State fans. Y'all are legit. Y'all have been legit. Please stop acting like you're somebody's redheaded stepchild.
Yeah.
Y'all are legit. Now, when I say legit, again, y'all don't belong at the table of UNC and Duke. Not yet.
Nope.
And that's okay. That's really okay. To either A, try to trick yourselves into thinking you do belong in that table, or B, pretending like everybody else is trying to illegitimately keep you out of that conversation dinner table
It's
is
dumb.
stupid.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
dumb.
just dumb. Admit that you're legit. Okay, you're D1. You ball. You got guys that ball. You recruit guys that ball out. Your coach, I freaking love Keats, bro. Keats is legit. But when it comes to games that are happening tonight, like the games that are happening tonight, just mind your business.
For real.
That's all. Just
That's
mind your business.
Once again, I don't even know how we got into it. How?
Charlotte.
God. This
We
is a
talking
long-
about Steph. We talking about
This is a
Charlotte
long-
All-Star
oh, yeah.
game. We talking hoops, man. We talking hoops in general.
Oh, I was talking about taking a draft or someone number one overall.
yeah.
in the
We were
draft.
talking Kaminsky and
Yeah.
friggin', but we're
Oh,
talking
we
Zion.
were talking about
Zion.
Charlotte. Yeah, we were talking about
all
Charlotte.
that stuff. Yeah.
God, long way to get to points. Nah,
Bro,
we
where's
gonna make-
Zion? Bro, where's Zion playing in 2020, bro?
It's looking like the Knicks.
Yeah.
Knicks are tanking.
So-
Knicks are tanking hard.
So explain this to me, because I'm not sure. Is it the bottom three teams all have the same chance to
Bro,
get the number one overall pick?
I have no.
Because they changed the lottery rules for this year.
I think the lottery is rigged. That's just my simple
If
'cause-
it's rigged, it will be New York. It can still be New York legitimately. If it's
No,
rigged, it will definitely be New York.
It needs to be New York because Zion could single-handedly bring New York back. Like, even with KD or Kyrie going there,
Yeah.
that's not going to do it. Like, Zion single-handedly
Yeah.
will make, like, basketball a thing in New York. Because Kristaps did it, like, partially, and that was just some tall Lithuanian or
And what's crazy is it
whatever.
took convincing, too, because he got booed when he got drafted.
Oh, yeah.
And New
That
York
was-
was watching this dude play, and they were like, okay,
Yeah.
we take it
It was
back.
like, yeah, they
We
weren't
take it
as
back.
warm of him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was.
Which, another side note, too, I low-key think it kind of sucks that Kristaps got traded, mainly because his beef was not with the city. He liked the city. His beef was with the organization.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, their manager, their owner's horrible. I
Could you
forget what his
imagine?
name.
Yeah,
I forget,
Dolan.
Nolan, yeah.
Get that junk out of here. Could you
Yeah.
imagine Kristaps sitting, they're getting Zion, and even signing one of KD or Kyrie. You have Kristaps, Zion, and Kyrie or KD. That'd be nuts. That'd be bananas.
That'll be wild.
Now Dallas is low key looking like they're gonna be legit.
No, but he's perfect. Look, Dallas. I predicted this in my head, but Dallas is just working towards moving the team to London in like 4 or 5 years.
Mark Cuban loves it, bro.
They just trying to get all the European players. They got 60-year-old Dirk, who looks like he's hurting out there on the court. My man, he hasn't officially said it yet, but this is last season.
Oh my! You know the
Good
person who
God.
has said it, who I legit think, and I
Sterling,
bro,
or Silver.
yes,
Adam Silver said it.
yes.
Adam Silver, because they were asking him about Dwayne Wade and like why they were. It was like Dwayne Wade, he still got it and stuff, and like he deserved it. And like Nowitzki, I just seen him play, and I could tell, this is gonna be his last season.
Right.
And anyone, and like you hear that, it sounds like it's a roast, but it's like, nah, if you've actually watched him play, it's like,
you know,
like, dude is useless on defense.
yeah. The one
And,
dude
like,
that
when he's-
said it, that has actually said this is last year, who I'm like, yo, the dude could probably play some more, and you could tell, because Steph was talking to him about it, and he said, bro, you got one more year. As soon as he said that, I was like,
Wade?
it was Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
That was a dude where I was like, yo,
Yeah.
he could probably play one or two more.
He could, but the thing is, like, with Miami, he's not going to be doing anything. And it's
Yeah.
one of those, like, you just keep playing. It's like, okay, you're just staying around the pat stats. And it's
Pass stats and make that money.
Yeah, and it's one of those, it's like, you are a big enough entity where, like, you're going to be making bread past basketball.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine.
Like,
He's
you're
gonna be fine.
you're fine. You don't
Is he
need
a Jordan athlete?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Jordan athlete, but he's like he can follow in the footsteps of Kobe, where like you just like venture into business and all that stuff.
Keep putting
and all
out
that.
shoes.
Yeah, put all
like-
that money and stuff. Like you good. Get your money, retire on your way out, and leave. But all that to say is, we're going to the Warriors Hornets game next Monday, and I'm hyped. It
I
should be
don't
good.
tell you, bro.
It
Yo,
should
this.
be.
I'd be willing to put money down this. This is mainly why I'm excited, regardless of being a Warriors fan or not. This will be the most talented starting five you will witness in your entire life.
Oh yeah.
Devin said
yeah.
Devin said something on Twitter last night where I would as I was typing it, I was thinking, yo, that team could probably sweep the Warriors.
Oh, is he the one about
When
the Heat?
Yeah,
They
they got cousins. I was like, they got cousins.
They wouldn't sweep
like, could they win? Yes. Sweep? Nah.
That would go to
No.
no. What's absurd about it is that team lost to the Mavericks
Yes.
with Nowitzki
Yes.
and JJ Barea locking down LeBron.
People are not yet understanding the amount of talent and versatility the Warriors have right now. Y'all thought y'all were complaining when
And you're
KD went to
essentially-
a 73-win team. This is different, bruh. They could never win 70. They could never get 70 wins again, and this will be a better team than all those other teams combined. You tell me what you want about wins.
And you're essentially taking that team from that year, which it's only like 4 or 5 years, but with this current year, look, this is a 3-point shooting team that's mastered it to like perfection, and they also got play in the paint. Like 4 or 5 years ago, like the 3-point game isn't what it was now. Like it's just like the Warriors brought that in, like made the league into
the what's crazy is when the Draymond and KD drama happened, and basically the 2 weeks that followed, everything up to that point, and trust me, because I watched like 80% of those games, was the Warriors looking like they weren't quite sure what to do between now and the playoffs. Like, that's the version of the Warriors that we had. If you look at their starting five and you go, okay, let me stack that up. And don't talk to me about a bench, because the Heat didn't have that good of a bench either. I don't care. I don't care what you say. James Dunn, I don't care. You take the Warriors' current starting five and you tell me who's beating them in a 7-game series.
Nobody.
Lakers? 2001? 2002?
0102.
0102? Because I look at the championship Boston, like Garnett, Rondo, Ray Allen, they're getting smacked.
I would throw the 03-04 Pistons, which is a team I hated but love now, just because they were one of those like group of misfits that like they shouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
but they all a bunch of dogs.
That's true.
Rasheed
Wallace, Rip Hamilton, that's amazing.
Jerry Stackhouse,
oh my God,
Ben Wallace, like a bunch of goons. And that was like when NBA didn't like call tic-tac fouls and stuff. Like playoffs, they let them. And that's the reason. That's the reason they beat the Lakers, because they were just bullying Kobe and Shaq.
Well, they have the perfect strategy. Have you seen the not the players only? It's the it was the interview with Kobe and Shaq. And
where they're talking about
that frustrates them so much.
Yeah,
it's because their strategy, and they did it so fast and they didn't adjust, was they were picking them up at half court.
Yeah,
so it completely neutralized Shaq.
Yeah,
I remember him saying, and this still gives me this day, because in my mind there's an alternate universe where Shaq gets Finals MVP averaging like 35 points a game.
Yeah,
because he said something. He said, "Ben Wallace guarded me. Seriously."
Yeah.
Like if we'd ever gotten to that point, that'd have been a wash.
Stupid.
It'd have been an absolute wash. But they were picking him up at half court, taking Shaq out the picture, making him run.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So
yeah.
But no, we're gonna get to see a pretty good team, and I actually like. I'm liking the opportunity to see specifically Miles Bridges. I've been excited to see Miles Bridges.
Oh yeah, and Kemba.
Kemba, and a dude who's been good to the city, loyal to the team.
Don't they have Tony Parker? He's still in the league, right?
Tony Parker's hooping. Batum's still there.
Is Dwight still? I don't know where Dwight is, bro.
I don't know. Dwight.
No, he with the Wizards, ain't he?
Dwight was
he with the just Wizards need to sell the franchise and just cut everybody. Good Lord.
Smartest thing Wizards could do easily was trade John Wall, but I don't think they have the heart to do it.
Yeah,
I don't think they have the heart to do it. Anyway,
enough sports. I don't even know how. We got 40 minutes into all that. We took some detours and stuff. But what I really wanted to get into.
All right.
I had a bunch of stuff. We just going to fly through this. But the first thing was.
Go down these lists.
I showed you that Twitter thread about weird.
Yeah, I've been
weird
diving in and out of that
food
the past
habits.
Couple days. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's rough, man.
So let me pull this up real quick. But it was a Twitter thread somebody tweeted, and it was one of those Twitter kind of like published it on their almost like whatever their notification board
moments or whatever.
Yeah, moments. Yeah. Their moments. Let me see. The tweet is, "Tell me your weirdest eating, drinking habit you had as a kid." And his example was, when I was 8 years old, I used to carry a little bottle of apple cider vinegar around wherever I went, taking a swig every now and then, and like a lush with his flask. That's nasty. And that reminds me of...
It's gross.
Reminds me of my friend's wife, Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Amanda used to, or still does, drinks vinegar. I think it's not... I don't know. It's vinegar. One of the vinegars. But she drinks it all the time like it's juice. Apparently it's good for your...
It's got to be
or something. She claims. I don't know. It's nasty.
It's either a voice thing or it's got to be for the teeth.
I think it's a voice thing because she's a singer.
Right.
I think it's a voice thing. But like me and Trevor were both like, nah, that's gross. And like if you've ever smelled vinegar, the audacity to drink that
That's so bad.
is so nasty. And so I was thinking I think the weirdest for me was when I was younger, I used to dip like Oreos or like cookies like that had like the filling and stuff. I would dip them in like juices instead of milk.
Right.
And that was just because I hated milk.
Yeah.
Black people don't mess with milk. That's a given fact. Milk is nasty. Milk is gross.
Bro, shout out to Rice Dream, bro. I grew up on Rice Dream. That junk is a legit vanilla Rice Dream, bro. Don't mess around with milk.
Milk is gross.
Strong bones in my butt.
Yeah, no, milk. Yeah, they been getting y'all.
Get
I remember
outta here,
all
bro.
through middle school. All through middle school, they had to get Michael Phelps and all these dudes with milk mustaches trying to get me. And I was like, nah, I see right through the lies.
Clay, they got Clay almost, but he does chocolate milk, and chocolate milk is different. Chocolate milk, I'll do some chocolate milk. Chocolate milk is delicious, but I've never been able to drink milk.
Yeah.
It's kind of nasty.
So that was for me. Did you have any?
No, and it was funny. I actually saw somebody on this list that I could relate to, and to me, it's not weird at all because this was just like it was kind of a hood delicacy. But the toast with the butter, sugar, and cinnamon on that joint.
Oh yeah,
fire, bro.
Oh,
to me, that's
yeah.
not weird because enough people had that growing up. Like,
yeah,
you
I
know
feel
what
like
I'm
that
saying?
was a hood classic.
Yes, hood classic.
Yeah.
Man. Nah, nothing. I mean, nothing weird.
One I was always like became self-conscious about, was when I was like in middle or elementary school. When we'd have field trips and stuff, I love fried egg sandwiches. Just fry egg, put it on sandwich bread. It was great. Put some jam. I loved it.
Straight.
To this day, still love it and whatever. And so there was a couple times like where my mom made it for me and kind of packed it as my lunch. The problem was like by the time I'd eat, because it would be sitting in the cooler or whatever, and so by the time I eat it, the egg's cold and all, and it ain't good, and you can't necessarily microwave an egg sandwich either. And so, and the other part, I think I became so self-conscious about it because it was just like I was over here coming with some like egg fry sandwich and stuff, and you got kids flashing with their Lunchables and stuff, and like, I got the pizza, I got this, and so I'm over here subconsciously just eating.
I wish I had more of an appreciation for what my mom did for my lunches. Because I was always self-conscious about mine, too. I didn't have anything weird by any means.
Yeah.
But it was like maybe it was a certain type of bread the other kids didn't have, or a certain type of brand, or whatever other kids didn't have. Everybody got Lunchables, or they were buying lunch. And I got these, I don't know if you ever had these. These low-key pissed me off when I was a kid. It shouldn't have, but it did. But it was some doggone sandwich baggies without the Ziploc on them.
Oh, it was the flaps.
With the flap?
Yep.
That junk pissed me the heck off.
I know them junks.
I'm like, Mom, the Ziplocs are 80 cents more.
We better stop getting these cheap bags. Because it's one wrong toss of your bag. Everything out.
Everything out. But no, I don't think anything like food-wise. I was self-conscious of my stuff because, again, it was either made by me or made by my mom, where everybody else had stuff that came in a package. So, like, there was that. But, yeah, man, I'll have to, like, man, I'll call moms up and just be like, hey, do I have any, like, weird eating habits? One thing was I used to steal bread at night. Your boy just gets so hungry, bro. I'll just wake up and be like, they hit the snacks, so your boy just gonna have to go get some bread.
I'm gonna just go.
My dad caught me one time. Luigi said, "Son, this is your house. You don't have to steal bread. You don't have to steal bread." No, part of it for me.
You good, bro?
Part of me was the exhilaration.
You live here. You forgot
the exhilaration of getting up and making it to the kitchen without getting caught and making it back. Part of it was that.
Is that? It gets quiet.
Bro,
close the door.
It's one of the reasons why I can't wait to have kids, because I'm the reason why they're never gonna be able to get away with anything.
Oh, be ready for it.
Me and my sister are literally the reason why our kids will not be able to get away with anything. But no, I used to steal bread.
The weirdest thing I ever did. I hate to admit this, but you ever know those Irish Spring soap bars,
Yes.
bro? Those junks smell so good.
Yes. I bet you these smell so good. I bet you they taste good.
Bro, there was more than 5 times where I just went with a fingernail, scraped some off, and tried it.
No.
And I was like, immediately like, nope, it's soap. Nope, it's soap.
Yeah, okay.
It's
laughing.
soap.
I'm laughing, but there have been some soaps. Never bar soap.
And
though.
this was like,
I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's never been bar soap. But like there's some shampoos and stuff that
It
you just be
smells
like,
so good.
body
And, like,
washes and you're like, yo, this smells like
Bro.
juice.
I had to stop getting it. I don't use Irish Spring anymore because it just smells too good.
Like you
I'm
want to test
afraid
it.
if I get it now, I'm gonna be tempted again.
You want to test it so bad. Like
So
you know
bad.
in your mind it's gonna be nasty, but you're
Yeah.
like the smell and the taste don't match. Like
Yeah,
that doesn't
and it's
make
always like you always see in the
Oh my
in
gosh.
movies where somebody's cursing, they gotta put the bar of soap in their mouth
Uh-huh.
and stuff. So I always think it was also I was like, can't be that bad, can he?
No. Maybe it tastes.
Nah, it's soap. It's still
it's
soap.
Still nasty.
Yeah, so that's my gross little
Spring.
admittance.
Oh
But
my gosh.
we gonna keep it moving.
You
next
gotta
thing-
read for me. You gotta read for me some of the ones that are on this thread. Read for the people.
Oh yeah.
For the
I took a
people.
screenshot of a couple of them. Y'all, there's some nasty people out there. Oh, the same dude that tweeted that has said that tweeted the original thread. He said, "As a child, my brother would eat sticks of butter out the fridge
Yeah.
under cover of night.
Yeah.
We were strange, bro.
Yes.
That's one of those where like I don't understand at all how people could just straight up eat butter. Like, I don't hate butter or stuff. I gotta have butter like on my toast, even on muffins and stuff like that, or when cooking and stuff. But to eat butter straight up, or
solid butter.
or like people that get deep fried butter.
No,
Like-
heck no. To me,
What
I,
in the
I'm almost
world?
afraid of that because if you eat something like that, I feel like I would just have a heart
You just
attack
clog it.
on the spot.
Yeah.
On the spot.
You're just asking for death.
That reminds me of something I never could do, even with sugar, because to me it was just like, nah, you're still eating butter. Just because you sprinkle something on it does not make that any less an entire stick of butter. My mom only did this a couple of times. My sister would literally take a bowl, either a mixing bowl or a regular bowl, and she would put a stick or two of butter in there and pour brown sugar in and mix it up. And she would eat that. And like, if you have any experience with baking, you know that butter and sugar are basically like the two key ingredients, in minus flour in anything that you bake.
Yeah.
So I understand it, but I could never.
It's
do
like,
it, bro.
yeah, it's
it
gotta
was
be on the
literally
finished
2 sticks of
project.
butter. It was 2 sticks of butter with a bunch of sugar in it.
No,
They would
that's
just eat it.
that's like death. That's death. That's the combination of death. Yeah. So here's some of the other
Nasty.
ones. One person tweeted, "I smeared peanut butter on slices of bologna and rolled them up."
I was convinced he was lying. Yeah, that one's
That's
so
like
bad.
just-
That one's so bad. I'm convinced
It's
he
gotta be
thought of
fake.
that
Yeah.
just to post it to that thread.
And that's
Like
one of
that-
those things because it's like how'd you get to the point where you thought those two were good combinations?
Bro, that is a different level of hungry.
Yeah.
Which actually doesn't make sense because if you have bologna in your house, you're good.
That's
If you have peanut butter in your house,
you're
good. I don't understand
What makes you
sitting
the
in front,
fixation
sitting in
of-
the kitchen, leaning up against the kitchen counter with your arms folded, thinking, "Huh,
Let me mix these two.
give it a go."
Let's try
Nah.
this out.
That's nasty. You need help.
Oh, that's the only one. I didn't screen many as I thought.
I saw somebody the other day. It might not even been on this thread, but literally like 2 days ago, I saw somebody talking about they would make. If you are a friend of mine on my timeline, you're nasty. Just mustard sandwiches,
Oh yeah, bro.
bread and mustard.
I got a strong statement I'm willing to make, bro. Only white people like yellow mustard.
Hot dogs. There is one one use. It's the reason why when I get a bottle, it will literally last like a year, because I don't put it in other food. I don't even put it on burgers. I don't put it on nothing else. It goes on hot dogs or brats.
Nah, bro. If there's ketchup,
To
I'm
me,
good.
the thought, and this is what got me. It wasn't even just bread and mustard, bro, that got me. It's the thought of soggy bread. Soggy mustard flavored bread was what got me. Because I was like, nah, I'm sorry. That's just that wet bread. But the thing that made the bread wet was yellow mustard.
Oh,
Must be the white person in me.
mustard's gross.
Hot dogs.
It's gross.
Only.
It's
Brats.
gross.
Only.
No. If there's no ketchup, I'm going to just eat it dry. I'm going to struggle the whole time, but it's okay. I'd rather do that.
Get some water. Can
Then
somebody give me some water over here?
Contaminate my mouth with yellow mustard. It's just gross.
Mustard sandwiches. You need help. That's another
you have-
level of hunger. I've heard of ketchup sandwiches. I've
Bro,
heard of ketchup sandwiches.
Yo, ketchup, though, is one of those food items, like, I've experimented with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yo,
All over
ketchup
the
might go good with this.
Yeah. It literally got to the point I had done so much using ketchup for stuff. I hardly even eat it anymore. Because as a kid, I went through just about every use.
Yep. Like, the
Where
weirdest.
at this point now, I'm just like,
I remember I was at my friend's house. It was an Asian friend, so Asian family, and they had made, like, it was rice with a fried egg on it, which bomb, especially if, like, Asian family making it and stuff, like, well, smacks. And so I was there. I remember the first time eating with them, and, like, he just reached for the bottle of ketchup and just drenched that junk in ketchup. I was like, bro, what are you doing? Like, hey, don't hate it till you try it. Tried it. I was like,
fire.
this is good. I ain't even gonna lie. This tastes right. But there's a lot of, like, different, like, jambalaya. Throw some ketchup on there.
Yep.
Tastes good.
Because the thing is, here's the great part about stuff that's already seasoned. And now, don't get me wrong. I grew up in a Filipino home.
Yeah.
Where you don't put condiments or seasonings on things that's already seasoned.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
That's disrespectful. However, the cool thing about ketchup is that if you're putting it on something that's already seasoned, you're not really putting just ketchup on that thing. You're mixing ketchup into something that's already like you're seasoning the ketchup basically.
Yeah.
So ketchup ends up being a lot, super versatile, whatever. But yeah, I grew up in a home to where it was like my mom would literally look at me and she'd go, "You better taste it first before you add anything. Before you add anything to that, you better taste it. Taste it first." Ketchup sandwiches I've done. I've heard of that. Mustard sandwiches is something else.
No.
Like think about the taste that mustard leaves in your mouth, bro. I don't understand bread in that. Anyway,
we gonna keep it moving.
Yeah.
Mustard's nasty. Yellow mustard. Clarify. Yellow mustard. Honey mustard. Oh, that's a whole different topic.
Oh yeah,
now.
Fries.
Whole different topic.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll tell you what. I didn't know about honey mustard back in California till I moved to the South, and I'll tell you
it's
what,
huge
bro.
here, bro. People love that junk.
Yo,
here.
that junk smacks. It's
Yeah.
delicioso.
Also, I didn't
it reminds me of that video. You ever seen it with the where he in the cinnamon roll?
No.
He's all like, I learned Spanish. Ooh, delicious. I gotta find the video. Man.
You know what else I didn't discover until I came over here? I don't know how. It's not like it's a regional thing per se. Fry sauce.
Fry sauce.
These cats out here with these fry sauces is delicious.
Oh yeah.
Remington got a fry sauce.
Oh,
Bad
Red
Daddy's
Robin's
Red Robin's got a campfire.
Campfire.
Bad Daddy's has got a fry sauce. I would, buckets. If I could buy it, I would. If I could buy a bottle of it and put it in the cribbo, I would do it.
Bro, I gotta go to Red Robin.
Yeah,
I got a friend that
know.
works there.
Get those bottomless steak fries. But no, fry sauce. Didn't even discover that came out here. That was fire.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's enough of food. I'm starting to get hungry. I just ate.
I'm
got me hungry.
I need But couple more things. We just gonna keep this one real short and stupid. Burberry, y'all some dummies.
Y'all know
Gucci,
Y'all know who you are.
Dummies.
Y'all know
Like,
who you are.
Burberry is extra dummy because the Gucci one, I can sort of kind of understand where it was just like the Gucci one to me isn't as blatantly racist because it's like a turtleneck essentially that's supposed to cover your face, but
Right.
no human, unless you're a hip hop artist or something that's just gonna walk around with this thing covering their face. So you could roll it down, and I feel like that covers the lip part of it and stuff.
Yep.
So you could almost get it. And so I think it's just one of those. Is just like you got to have a longer cycle of things going through it.
Yep.
But the Burberry one, like, it's straight up a noose. And I heard like some lady that was talking about it and stuff, and even like because the noose is highly tied in with like racism, lynching, and all that. But like even beyond that, especially in the modeling world where people commit suicide a lot because it's like
one of their own models called them out.
yeah, that's what it was. It was
Like,
she was
it
the
was
one where it's like
ridiculous.
for like someone from your own industry, someone that's working for you to call it out. Like Gucci, that sweater has been out for a year now.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Like it's been a minute. It's just one of those like people now caught fire of it, and it was just in the time of everyone getting pissed off about everything. Like it kind of popped off, but this one was just somebody was feeling real bold at Burberry. Like I don't know how you explain that one. Like that's the thing I think I'll never understand with fashion. And fashion is just the idea of like, yo, fashion is a joke if you really think about it, because it's just like, all right, what's the most ridiculous thing we could think of next? Or like, look, we can make this logo upside down and we could get people to spend thousands of dollars. It's just like, it's one of those, you just got to get to a certain point where you have limited quantity and you got people with money that want it, and it's gonna, you just need the, it's one of those supply and demand.
I don't understand how brands allow stuff like this to even make it to fashion show, TV, social media. I've never understood. It's like with commercials. Even if there's no controversy behind them, there are some commercials I'll watch and go, hey, look, I'm not an advertising guru, but I literally could have written you a better script than that. And y'all played it during the Super Bowl. Y'all paid millions of dollars to have a trash commercial whose punchlines weren't even funny play during the Super Bowl. Let alone something that's even remotely controversial. The first thing I thought wasn't even the insensitivity. It wasn't even all the implications. I thought it was cool that it was somebody who actually models for them that was like, hey, this is low-key messed up.
Yeah, like,
the part that gets me is, how does a knot most closely associated with someone's death make it to the runway? Like, how?
it's just
like
crazy.
How,
Runway where photos are going to be taken and instantaneously going up on the web.
Yeah, like
Even
even
people are Snapchatting
like,
live
even if you're completely, I don't know how, but even if you're completely oblivious to the significance of the news to the African American community, they hung criminals with it.
But even that, even that,
Let's make something that was used to hang criminals
You gotta-
a fashion statement.
you gotta have, like, your whole company must not be on social media or
But
anything.
but that's what I'm
because
saying.
It's like, yo, hey, Gucci just kind of went through this whole thing right now where, like, it didn't go well for them.
And don't
There's
give
just
me
kind of like not a stretch, but it's kind of like looks bad. But like this one, like,
and don't throw me that whole thing. And this is what, oh my gosh, this is the one sliver where I slap an artist in the neck. Is when, art's always been about pushing boundaries.
nah,
Shut up.
nah,
Shut up.
nah. I don't know
That's
about.
a really fancy way of saying I do not pay attention to the culture.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
That's a really
I
really
don't either.
elitist, stuck up way of saying I don't
Yeah.
really pay attention what people are talking about. Like that's what,
Yeah, that's one of the ones you say that you just automatically getting dismissed.
yeah, bro,
by
you're out of
everyone.
touch. You just that's
Yeah,
way too many
everyone's just
words.
like, nah, don't pay attention to him. He a crazy
Way
dude.
too many words to say I'm out of touch.
Yeah,
Sheesh.
yeah, just
Sheesh.
like if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, just gonna leave it at that. Like, just it's not that hard.
It's
To-
really
and that's just one of
it's
those.
really
Just
not.
like, yo, this is why you gotta hire black people. Not even black people, just minorities. Like, cause it's all a bunch of white people making these decisions a lot of times, and y'all are culturally clueless, and that's okay. We're not expecting you to know. Just we're expecting you to go through the measure of making sure you got people there that do know, so you don't end up having to suffer with this. I'm never gonna buy something from Burberry. It don't matter to me, but still, like, it's not a good look for you, bro. That's just, it's bad.
Actually bad.
Yeah. So, last couple things. Netflix has canceled a bunch of other shows. They canceled The Punisher
The last two.
and Jessica Jones, which like everyone
We saw
everyone knew that because Disney's starting up their own streaming service, which is gonna be fire.
Yes.
Like-
if you don't know how fire this is gonna be, Disney is Disney plus Pixar plus LucasArts or Lucasfilm plus
Fox.
Marvel and Fox here in a few months if that deal
Yeah.
has not been done already.
Yeah,
That's everything, dog. That's everything,
Everything.
you watch.
yeah.
That's not a Netflix exclusive.
Only
It's
streaming,
gonna be on
only
there.
streaming thing I pay for right now is Spotify. But I guarantee you, I'm gonna pay money for this Disney thing. Like this one,
Mhm.
Disney, take my money.
Yeah,
Take my money.
they own it all. And if
Yeah.
you don't think if you think they're done, they're
Not
not
even.
done.
Not even.
They're not
even
done.
close.
Cats like Disney are never ever done.
But the one show they canceled that kind of had me upset is a show called Friends from College,
I was just about to start that.
and it's one of those like,
Oh,
is it the greatest show? No, but it had Michael Keegan-Keeler in it, which
Yeah.
I love, and like I was immediately, it was just one of those like super sad. And I was reading some of the reviews; it was mixed. Either people loved it or hated it.
Yeah.
There were some people that were like, but for the most part, you were either left or right. And like all the stuff in it was just super ridiculous or like super obvious. And like a lot of the plot line was very predictable and all, but it was still, I found it entertaining and it was funny. I thought it was funny and all, but they canceled it and
Was that one season?
2 seasons.
Two. All right.
So the second season just recently came out.
Oh, okay.
And someone had mentioned this because it was like the second season ended with a huge like cliffhanger. And that's the part like a lot of people were upset with. And I was upset with because I was just like, bro, y'all just left this on a huge like cliffhanger. I feel like if you got a huge cliffhanger, like you gotta have it in a contract where, all right, even if we cancel the show, we gotta give it at least one episode to
Or
like
do like a shortened season.
yeah,
You know what
or
I'm
something.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
end it properly. You can't just leave people hanging like that, which is like, oh, and I wanted to talk about but like a couple years ago, I went through Freaks and Geeks, and because that's one I always heard about and stuff, and never watched it. Went through it, loved it, and I think it was only one season of it, and it got canceled. But like Freaks and Geeks ended with essentially a huge cliffhanger, and it made me so mad because especially like
Heated.
yeah, it like it took a second to get going, but it was a great show.
Yeah.
And like where they were going with it, it was really good, and it was just the way it ended had me so upset. And like, and that's one of been my favorite things, like going back and watching shows that like aired already, like aired a few years ago or way back, and kind of seeing like the stars that are in it and seeing identifying all the ones that have blown up now.
Yeah.
And just seeing crazy, and it's like, dang, like how they gotten to where they are now. So Freaks and Geeks is one of those shows. And then one show I'm going through right now is Community. And Community is crazy to watch because I'm just watching like Childish Gambino on it
Yeah.
Donald Glover, and I'm just like,
Well, so you know
It's
what Kara's,
wild
you know
to
what
see
Kara's
where
watching
he
now?
is
She's
now.
watching Parks and Rec right now.
yeah,
And I'm looking at that roster, and Parks and Rec's a little bit more recent. But since really during that show, while that show happens, when everybody's careers took off,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
only
yeah.
other one that you could probably say was probably big beforehand was Amy Poehler, maybe because of SNL, and then oh my gosh, I forget.
I
who
feel like
plays
The
Ann.
Office.
I forget
The
who plays
Office?
Ann. Who plays Ann? Office is another big one too, but like Andy Dwyer, Chris Pratt,
yeah.
right? Amy Poehler, obviously.
Rashida Jones.
There we go. Rashida Jones. She plays Anne. Rashida Jones. I'm so upset. I'm forgetting her name.
Aziz Ansari was in there.
Aziz. Oh my gosh, yeah, Aziz. And the last girl who's taken off since then too.
Oh,
was,
the brunette.
Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah,
That cast is
Wild.
stacked.
Wild.
It is absolutely
Wild.
like there's literally no, and the least most fleshed out character in that show is the character who's most made fun of. He's basically the Toby.
Yeah.
Like if you watch Office, who's the guy that Michael hates for no reason all the
fat dude?
time.
Todd,
Yeah,
or
it's like it's like Jerry. It's Jerry, the dude that Parks and Rec is that
Gary,
dude.
yeah.
He's the least fleshed out dude,
Yeah.
but he's also like the one who's made fun of all the time and like hated. Everybody else, that cast is crazy. I mean, other shows like that. Community is one of those. Parks and Rec's one of those. Shoot, I feel like The Office put all those cats on the map.
Yeah.
Like the first half of Office put all of those cats on the map. Crazy stuff.
But and last thing I want to finish up with is this MJ documentary that HBO's got coming out. And it's essentially they're following the footsteps of the R. Kelly. What was that documentary called? Something chasing, I don't know. Whatever.
Escaping R. Kelly.
Yeah, Escaping R. Kelly or whatever. And that documentary was exposing all like the gross, nasty stuff R. Kelly was doing, people underage, and just all the sex cult like allegations he had against them. And so that comes out, and out of nowhere, hey, HBO's working on this documentary on MJ. And it was basically like, okay, we know where we're going with this. And the trailer apparently for it has just dropped. And I guess so, because essentially what happened with the case, and I'm not like, I haven't researched this at all and stuff, but just the way I remember it, I was like pretty sure it went to court, and the kids had said like, no, nothing happened or whatever, and like he never got charged or anything like that. But basically it was one of those like, now it's like, oh, now the kids speak up and stuff, and I'm calling BS on all of it. And it's one of those like, look, something could have happened and would have happened, and like I'm not trying to take away from it, but to me, I think this is different from the R. Kelly situation because like MJ's been dead for what, 10 plus year now?
Yeah.
Like he's been dead for a while. The R. Kelly like what led to the R. Kelly documentary was because he's still currently doing that crap right now, and like R. Kelly should have been got way back before.
That's a fact.
And it's one of those like it's still going on now, and just with all the social movements that are going on right now, it was just like, okay, like, yo, R. Kelly's a gross dude and we need to get him out on this. But my issue with this HBO documentary, it's one of those, is just like, the reason you're doing this is you don't give a damn about the allegations and stuff. It's ratings. You're chasing ratings.
Yeah, that's right.
You saw the reaction the R. Kelly one got, and this is, and like I heard,
You know, the only way people even
It's
get to
clout
the
chasing.
point. That's
Yeah.
right. The only way people get to the point where they say, "Oh, that's false," or "That's wrong," or "That's inaccurate," or whatever, is if they
uproar,
watch it.
mob mentality.
Is if they watch it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's how that's gonna. What
Yeah.
You can't get negative publicity unless people watch it.
Yeah.
So
You
it's
and
whack,
like
dude. So
and that's
whack.
one of those things where they apparently like put all this money in the lawyers. I was hearing the Breakfast Club explain it a little bit earlier, and Charlemagne had made an interesting point where he was like, he had a bunch of agents reaching out to him. They were trying to get the insight on like, hey, do you know any artists or stuff that we can get, like, basically they're trying to get like
just getting dirt on.
Yeah,
folks.
they're trying to get dirt on because they're trying to find the next R. Kelly, the next MJ, like the next person to who can we like smoke out, basically. Yeah. And that's the thing with this, where I'm like, to me, you lose all credibility, and I won't pay a single attention to this HBO documentary. I won't watch it. I don't care what anyone's got to say to it, because like those two people that are featured in the documentary are coming back and stuff. Like, to come back like now feels like the right time for you to talk about it and stuff. Where all this time sitting down,
y'all,
so
y'all
like,
just trying to ride the wave, bro.
Money. You're in it for the money. You're riding the wave. Yeah. Like, I don't know what happened between all that. He could have molested you. He could have done all this. I don't know the details and stuff, but just going off how it had ended, like, this went through a court system. He was found not guilty. Like, leave it. Like, to me, left it at that. And there was allegations and stuff like that. And if you look into the past of Michael Jackson, a lot of stuff, where knowing just how he never got to be a child, I think that's a huge factor. Where I think the fact that like it was just
the dude grew up in an abusive family, bro. People need to. I don't know. I'm not.
The
look,
story, yeah, it's not. We're not making, but the story is just way deeper than like people actually know. And I think HBO is gonna give you a snippet of like this part of his life, and won't give the backstory.
I worry that they'll take stuff out of context.
Yeah, take a lot of stuff out of context. And like, to me, and the other thing that gets me really upset about this, because it's like, Michael Jackson is one of my favorite, like, he is my favorite musician of all time. Like, just will be, always will be to the day I die. He was just the greatest ever to me. And I just, you're clout chasing. You're clout chasing, simply put, and that alone to me, like, disregards. This goes back to the whole Gillette Stadium, or the Gillette Razor, when we were talking about their video about toxic masculinity and stuff. Completely discrediting what you're gonna do, the message you have in that video, because it's like, you're clout chasing. I know from the get go, watching
trying to ride the
you're
wave,
just riding
man.
the wave, and that alone, because it's like, it's one of those.
People, and we've seen this with journalism before. Decades. People care more about having the scoop than they have about being accurate. And when you want the scoop more than you want the truth, you will settle for stuff short of the truth.
Yeah.
And that's what drives me nuts with this. And obviously there's a personal aspect of that too, because Michael Jackson is one of my, if not my favorite artists all time. Also,
yeah.
And yeah, like if I'm just being honest, obviously there's going to be some element of bias there. But one thing that is 100% true is that when you want something more than you want truth, the reality is you will settle for something short of truth. And when it comes to stuff like this, bruh, leave it alone. We know what you're doing. We know what you're doing. Y'all saw how much the Ted Bundy tape joints got talked about.
Yeah,
y'all saw
in the series. Yeah,
y'all saw.
I forgot about the
how much the R. Kelly joint got talked about on social media. We know what you're doing. I'm not even gonna watch it to see how accurate it is.
No, that's the thing. Yeah,
that's the thing, bro.
I just need y'all to know. I'm not gonna tweet about it, because that's what y'all want. That's
what y'all want. Even if I go online and I say this sucks, they got it all wrong. That don't make any difference to y'all.
It doesn't matter. You're still giving them the clout they're chasing.
You're not going to get anything from me. And
yeah.
We know what you're doing. So hard pass from over here.
Yeah. But I just need it to stop. And you're going to get more of these documentaries and stuff coming out. And it's just riding the wave and stuff. And
wait till they start with athletes. Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. This is tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, it's one of those where complicates things because I think once again this leads into the role of like it makes harder for actual victims. And I'm not discrediting what these like the two people that are featured in this documentary, whatever they say in that story, and like they could have been dealing with trauma or whatever it is, but it's weird. Like, yo, if we're looking at it, it's weird you decided now to come out about this, and it's like, I need to know how much HBO paid you. I want to know if you approach HBO about this or they approach, because I'm assuming HBO approached you about this. And
well, the thing that makes me uncomfortable is that it's HBO.
Yeah.
This is not journalism. This is entertainment.
Yeah. If it was like a smaller company or like just some dude, like, yeah, it's way different when I know HBO. I know what you're known for.
Like, could you imagine if this was 60 Minutes?
Yeah.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Completely different. This is HBO, bro.
HBO.
Could you imagine if Showtime decided to do a Kobe, what really happened in Colorado type joint?
Oh yeah.
Would anybody believe a word that would come out of that? Like,
no. It would receive so much backlash.
Even before they released it, would we be seriously? Like, would we be taking that seriously?
No,
we would be taking that seriously. Like, y'all just make sure y'all know. Like, this is HBO. This ain't. This isn't like a news outlet, bro.
It's a multi-billion-dollar company.
Not to say that they won't have stuff in there that isn't accurate. I'm just saying their priority is entertainment.
Yeah,
their priority is buzz.
Watching that.
Like,
I wouldn't,
buzz, bro.
Like, it's one of those. It's like, hey, a lot of this could be true.
I just be gossiping, bro. That's what
I know. Your intention. I know your intention between. You're gonna try to spin it where it's like,
it's that 4K
hey,
gossip.
This dude was a bad dude, and it was one of. It's because it's like, look, y'all could get cancel Michael Jackson tweeting and stuff. I'm gonna be in there listening to Beat It, PYT, dancing and stuff because like, no,
it's 4K gossip, bro.
Yeah,
it's
way different.
Miss me with it.
And that's one of those things where it's just like okay, if we're gonna be judging people on like way past stuff, like statute of limitation, and I think I want to be careful about saying this because I think statute of limitation should matter if it's already gone to court and like it was pretty much settled, and it's one, and also if the person is dead.
The person
has been
is
dead for a while.
The person is dead, and here's what the crazy thing is too. And this is more like on a practical sense. Not to say that the fact that he's deceased isn't practical, because what if all of a sudden somebody said, "Oh yeah, such and such," and I guess this is a bad example as far as what they did while they were alive. But like, what if somebody decided to do, oh, well, let's do a thing looking back at like a Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden, and stuff like that. Let's go back and do it again. Like, I'm not sure what you're looking for there, but on a more practical sense, my thing is this: not only is the person dead, but was anybody even asking?
Yeah.
Like, is there new evidence, like what you said earlier? Like, are these people coming to y'all?
Yeah.
Or were y'all just like, man,
or y'all approaching them?
I wonder now that we're telling, like, if y'all been like sitting here waiting, like, man,
exactly,
we're like 10, 11 years out. We probably ask now, right? Like,
yeah,
y'all
like,
just
what
again, this ain't journalism, bro. This ain't journalism. It's entertainment.
Yeah,
it's high def gossip, y'all. That's the thing where I'm like, it's gonna be different for me. Again, if this was 60 Minutes, bro, I'd be all over it. I'd be all over it for different reasons than other people. But if it was like 60 Minutes or like it's something journalistic, I'd be totally understand. But HBO's entertainment, to assume it's anything else is naive. So just be wary when cats be dropping stuff like that, especially fresh after a Ted Bundy series and fresh after a because what are the chances, bro? What are the chances? Think about this. What are the chances that a Ted Bundy series comes out the same time a movie comes out?
Yeah.
What are the chances?
Coincidence, huh?
What are the chances? Right?
It's like when the Fire Festival documentary legit
two at the same time.
Dropped at the same time, two streaming. It's like, okay.
What are the chances?
And like I was saying with the documentary, where it's like,
yo,
y'all had cameras filming. It's like, I know, like, your real attention was this. And that's one of those, it's just like, you're chasing clout.
Look, I trust entertainment to entertain me, and that's it. I do not trust entertainment to educate me.
No.
You can forget it.
No.
You can forget it.
No.
So
and that's one of those things, if it's one of those like, hey, like you said, 60 minutes. Those two dudes sit down with whoever does 60 minutes, and it's just like 60 minutes sits down with them. They talk it out, whatever, dish it out, whatever. It's
That's
like, okay,
bro.
it's like, all right, I could kind of like 60 minutes is the platform for that. And 60 minute, I know they're gonna put the research, the time, and but this is just like
HBO, bro.
You're HBO. You're entertainment.
This is the same
entity.
This is the same network that does pay-per-view for boxing. This is the same network that has Game of Thrones and True Detective on it, bro. Let's stop and think about this for a second.
Don't
like
they
how
have
serious
Ballers?
Like, yeah, I know. Like, is Ballers Showtime? I think Baller. Yeah, I don't know. Or Stars.
I think.
Or
no,
like
I think
Stars.
Ballers is HBO.
Is it HBO? Yeah, bro. Again, like some of now we'll say this. I will not go so far as to say that HBO and some of these higher quality networks have not done things that have given us new information. However, I am not going to rely on an entertainment network to educate me. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's not what that's not what I'm going to do.
No. And it's one thing if you go a certain way about it, but if it's, hey, coincidentally around the time when other same like films are coming around, because the thing about it that like I look at it, it's like, all right, the people that are coming up with the stuff, like they have essentially, when you got a movie, you're pitching it to several different companies to try to get the best deal and stuff. And so you're pitching it. So they've probably heard about the R. Kelly stuff way early and stuff. I don't know. Just assuming, say they did. Maybe they passed up on it, or they're like, and then it comes out, you see the cloud. And it's one of those, like the R. Kelly thing came a few months ago. And so this documentary they've obviously been working on for a while. I'm assuming. Right. I don't know how long it got put together. But it's one of those, just like, it's a weird coincidence when a bunch of similar documentaries come out around the same time. It's like, we kind of know the tension. It's like in December when you get all these movies that are all of a sudden nominated for Oscars even before they've hit theaters. It's like, okay, I know why. Like December, any movie that drops in December that's like that has a big names in it, that's like movies that are Oscar chasing basically, and they drop it around that time perfectly. And so I know
there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. You just gotta understand that's why.
Yeah,
they open it up to a certain group of people. That certain group of people, and that's the thing. Even without the Oscars, like for now, What You Call It doesn't even come out till March 6th.
Captain
Marvel.
Yeah,
reviews started hitting the timeline today. Why do you think that is?
Because people pay attention to reviews
to boost the ticket sales.
Yeah. You're going to read the reviews. You're going to be like, oh.
To boost the ticket sales.
Yeah.
Do you seriously think they let those people in? Like, you know what? We just go and let some people watch the movie early. Yeah.
I think they will really enjoy this.
Every last one of them got credentials.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to get at.
Don't trust entertainment Don't trust entertainment to be the source of your information. I know it sounds obvious, but we do it way too much.
Yeah,
we
all fall victims to it.
We really do.
But this one especially made me upset because it was just the R. Kelly stuff was more definite. That like, hey, we've been knowing this for a while, and just as of last year, like BuzzFeed released that art, like he was still having people he was still holding people basically as prisoners and stuff. This is like R. Kelly's current. He's still doing this. MJ's been dead for a while now. And even before he was dead, like he hadn't necessarily been, it wasn't like he was dealing with these allegations stuff and then he died and it kind of just dropped off.
Right.
You're not like picking back up a case that just dropped off. MJ was at a point where he was about to go on the most ridiculous world tour ever. And like he was basically on his comeback. And his death like just unexpectedly happened and stuff. And so that's why you get the This Is It movie and stuff. And he was dealing with court issues, but it was stuff relating to like just him hanging the baby over the back. It was just stuff like this dude's not mentally like stable right now, but it was just that's all part of like his childhood and stuff. And so that's the part of it. It's like, unless you're exploring the whole psychology of it, of like going from when he was born all the way to that point and beyond, it's like, no, I don't see it. And so when I see like the title Neverland and kind of just hearing some of the reviews, it's just, no, you're just focusing on this one point and you're taking it way out of context.
Right.
And from what I know about the situation, it seemed like he had been settled. And so it's one of those, and it's always weird, like, kid said nothing happened back then, and then now, I don't know. It's just, like, once again, don't want to discredit the story because I don't know the story, full details, or anything like that. But to me, simply, you're just chasing ratings right now. And, like, for that alone, I won't give it the time of day because I know you're not truly caring about what actually may or may have not happened. Plain or simple.
Plain and simple.
So, all in all to say.
Right. We added a few more minutes to the pod.
Yeah.
To the episode this week, y'all.
Yeah.
But it was worth it, man. Don't trust entertainment for your information. You know what I'm saying? Trust entertainment with entertainment. They're good at that. They should stick with it. In the immortal words of my man LeVar Ball, stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, HBO. Shout out to Christine LaHaye. I didn't think you deserved that from LeVar Ball, but it has become, and not to say that LeVar Ball invented it, but it has been one of the more used phrases. And today it applies to HBO. We don't need to know what you think you know about Michael. Period. Anyway.
That's all we got for you this week, folks. Follow us at Culture Discord or as C Discourse Pod.
Yes, sir.
The letter C Discourse Pod. I'm Ben.
Yeah, man. It's Lindell. You can follow me at Chase Actually or Top Speed Chase on Instagram. Chase Actually's Twitter.
Follow me at Thundercat Felix. Why Thundercat Felix? I don't know. Don't ask me. All right. Catch y'all next week. Culture Discourse Podcast. We out.